May is Mental Health Awareness Month. May is a time to raise awareness of those living with mental or behavioral health issues and to help reduce the stigma so many people experience. In March, we had an opportunity to interview representatives of Summit Point. They talked about the different resources that are available and gave us tips on how to get and or remain mentally healthy. Please go back when you get an opportunity to look at that interview, which was in March. What we want to do this month is to focus on the friends and family and caregivers and mental health professionals who help support those who are experiencing suicidal thoughts, attempts, as well as families who have experienced the loss of someone who died by suicide. So we really appreciate our team of facilitators who are offering some support for those in need. We look forward to this interview. Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to our next Let's Talk About It at Willard Library with Miss Stephanie. We air every first Thursday of the month at 6:30. You can watch or view every interview on YouTube, Facebook, or our website, and we interview different organizations as a resource for our community. So on today, our organization, our support group that we have is called Survivors of Suicide Loss. And so on today, I am grateful to have some of the people who will be facilitating, and they will give us more information. And so we will start to my right. Could you give us your name and the loved one who you lost to suicide?
Absolutely. So my name is Sharon Wixon. I lost my brother, Jim Zoll, 12 years ago. He was 50 years old, and that's why this is so important to me.
And my name is Jenny Hafner. I have lost two family members to suicide. One, my stepson, due to schizophrenia, and my only biological child, Brian, and his diagnosis is bipolar disorder, and he lost his life to his mental illness.
And my name is Scott Tishmer. I have not personally lost someone to suicide, but I've supported family members through multiple losses.
So that being said, can you tell us about the Suicide Survivors Loss Group?
Yes, so this is a brand new group that we're starting in Calhoun County. It is the Survivors of Suicide Loss Support Group. We will be having our first meeting this month, April 20th, but we'll meet monthly the third Wednesday of each month here at Willard Library at the meeting room from 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. And anybody that has questions can contact me, and I think can we put contact information in the text?
Yes.
Okay. And then also we do have, so this group came about through the Suicide Prevention Coalition of Calhoun County, and we have a Facebook page where there's reminders about the group and more information that you can find there. So if you're on Facebook, it would be facebook.com/Suicide Prevention Coalition CC for Calhoun County.
Thank you for that information. So there are many grief support groups available in the community. Why do you think this support group is needed?
Well, for me, I feel that when I lost my brother and my family was going through a terrible time, I really didn't know where to turn. I didn't know about all the support groups that were available, and I just feel that it's important for our community, and it's something, if we can get the word out, and we think we're doing a great job getting the word out and spreading it, it's something that's very much needed for our community.
And I feel it's worthwhile because suicidal death is much different than those that are more publicly acknowledged People don't understand that the brain is an organ of the body that does get sick, just like the pancreas and just like the liver and the stomach. And to come with a group of people who do not look at one another as dysfunctional families, they look at each other as families who have lost someone because of an illness. And it's unique because they are with others who share a very sensitive topic that's not acceptable in a lot of faiths, in a lot of communities. So to come together with people who can share these sensitive issues in a warm environment that understands is very, very important. I have run support groups since 1996 and never run one for suicide survivors. So this is going to be rather unique, although I've done trainings on how to run a group for people who have lost someone to suicide. I have never facilitated one on my own and look forward to the opportunity to do so here in the community.
And I would just chime in, Jenny is actually who trained our facilitator team, so without her, we probably wouldn't have gotten this started as soon as we did. One more thing I would add to, I think any grief support group is really important for communities to have. Evidence has shown, though, that the more specific the group is, so there's some grief support groups for individuals who have lost a child, or maybe who have lost a spouse, or in this case, lost someone due to suicide, that the more specific the group is, it might have additional benefits.
That's a good point. And so what can people expect when they come to this specific support group?
I think they're, as Ginny pointed out, I think they can expect to have understanding, empathy, people that are going to listen, know what they've been through, they have a personal experience and a place to turn to. Let them know that they're not alone. I think they're going to be able to just have someone that's going to go through the journey with them.
And additionally, in agreement with everything that Sharon said, I just believe that coming together and understanding and appreciating one another's journey is essential to ongoing recovery. I lost my son in 1993 and my stepson in 1979. And they were both 24 years old and just really starting their careers in their adult life. And to come with people that can empathize and understand and appreciate what you're going through. And I think additionally, it's important to know that people can go on after such a painful loss and they can reclaim their lives. And the way I have done that is to offer what I have in understanding and education about suicide and mental health, to let people know that we get it. People outside of our community, meaning those that have lost someone to suicide, don't understand in the same way we do. And to empathize with that type of loss is very different than other more, say not responsible, but other acceptable losses.
I just love how you all are taking the pain that you have experienced and you're turning it into a purpose. And so obviously there is a need here in our community, and I really appreciate your hearts. That being said, I know that May is Mental Health Awareness Month. Can you, Jenny, tell me a little bit about NAMI?
I'd be happy to. When my boys were diagnosed with a mental illness, my prayer was that their minds be healed. And when their minds were not healed and they lost their lives to their illness, it wasn't, why God? Why did I lose my boys? Why? Why did this happen? My prayer was, they lived for a reason. You need to guide me, you need to direct me, you need to show me what I can do to help others, because they lived. And God led me to NAMI. It's the National Alliance on Mental Illness. And in the community I was living in at the time, in Southwest Ohio, there was not a chapter of NAMI. And as soon as there was, I got involved, and that was 1996. And I have been with NAMI ever since. NAMI is the National Alliance on Mental Illness. It is an organization that offers free education, advocacy, and support to people who have a mental health condition and for people who support those that have a mental illness. And I worked for many years for NAMI, Ohio, and when I relocated back to Michigan, I continued working for them until 10 years ago when I retired. I brought the chapter of NAMI, Calhoun County, here about that time, and we are a 501c3, we are a nonprofit, and we offer education programs, we offer support, and we offer ourselves to any community that needs what we can offer them. Could be church groups, it could be schools, it could be Rotary, Kiwanis, whatever their needs are that we can help fulfill, we're there to do so. We are an organization of all volunteers here in Calhoun County, and right now, since the COVID, we've had to pare back some of our activities, but when we are very active, I presented once a month at the VA to the support group of those that loved ones who have PTSD. It was PTSD Family Day. I've served on the Mental Health Treatment Court. I'm on Veterans Treatment Court, Recipient Rights Board at Fieldstone, CIT, our Suicide Coalition, and our Corrections Board. So that's getting NAMI's name out there. It's letting people know who we are, what we offer, and how we can help them. I get calls routinely, especially during the COVID in the last two years, of people who just need somebody to talk to. And that's what we're here to do. We're here to support them, to make their journey a little lighter because of what we can offer them.
Do you have a telephone number or contact information where someone can reach you?
Yes, and they're my own email addresses, ghaff99432@aol.com, and I use my cell phone, which was my business phone in Ohio, so it's 513-407-1957 is the contact number to get a hold of NAMI, and that would be through me.
And if for some reason you would like to just call Willard Library, my name is Stephanie Boyd. You can call 269-968-8166, extension 501, and any organization that we have an opportunity to interview, we'd be happy to just refer you or give you that contact information. And so Scott, could you tell us a little bit about your suicide journey and how we can learn more about, become more aware of some of the clues that people may display that we're not even aware of as it relates to suicide?
Yeah, so much as NAMI does a great deal to educate our communities to make mental illness something that's better understood, because it's something that we don't have a very good understanding. Suicide is the same way. I got involved in suicide prevention in 2014, which was 9 years after I actually attempted suicide, and thankfully was rescued, survived. And I've just been involved in behavioral health and suicide prevention since that time in 2014. And similar to the support group that we're starting in different ways. And for the last 4 years, I've led a support group for suicide attempt survivors. So, which is another area where there's can be a lot of judgment, a lot of stigma, a lot of shame. So having a group that's safe, a safe space where people can feel like others will understand much in the same way as the group we're starting here is really important. As far as that kind of lack of understanding of suicide, I think that's also part of what our group can do, is clear up some of those misconceptions to really help people through healing. But they're typically, so evidence has shown that the majority of people that have died by suicide, there were signs leading up to their attempt in death. Unfortunately, many times we're just not aware that these signs could actually mean that our loved one, our person might eventually die. So to kind of clear up some of those, to spread that knowledge, we do have a training called QPR. It stands for Question, Persuade, Refer. You're probably familiar with CPR much in the same way. CPR is a bystander intervention where we train community members to be able to recognize warning signs and immediately respond. QPR operates in the same way. Recognize the warning signs that somebody may be thinking of suicide, and then provide immediate support in a caring, compassionate, not judgmental way. And then the third step, refer, is really getting folks connected to professional behavioral support. So kind of like with CPR, A bystander applying CPR would do that until professional medical supports come in. It's the same way with QPR. We need to get people connected. But some of the warning signs, the most clear ones would be preoccupation with death, talking about suicide, talking about wanting to die, expressions of hopelessness, of feeling trapped, or of a sense that someone feels like they're a burden to those around them, particularly their families. Those would all be big warning signs that somebody needs support. But there could also be situational factors. You know, we all go through, part of life is going through difficult circumstances and difficult transitions, and so those are times in life where we need to be checking on each other. The biggest thing that when we do teach QPR is, the biggest takeaway we want people to have is that to know that asking someone about suicide, asking, are you having thoughts of suicide, have you been wishing that you were dead, is not going to put that thought in their head. In fact, if somebody is having thoughts of suicide, that gives them a chance to open up and to get the support that they need. So really making it so our community members can support one another is what we're pushing towards, and we want to train as many people in QPR in Calhoun County as possible.
Thank you. And do you have contact information if people are interested in QPR training?
Yes. So again, I would point you back to the Suicide Prevention Coalition of Calhoun County's Facebook page, where we post those trainings as well. But we do have a standing monthly training, which is the third Thursday of each month from noon to 1, which is done virtually via Zoom. And the registration for that right now is on Eventbrite. So the URL is pretty simple for that. It's spccc.eventbrite.com, and Eventbrite is EVENT, and then Brite is BRITE. So that would be the easiest way to register right now, would be through that page. Or I believe we'll be sharing my contact information. You can certainly reach out to me as well.
Well, thank each and every one of you. Is there anything else that you would like to add or share? Again, if you are just tuning in, the people that are here are facilitators for our newest support group in Battle Creek. It is Survivors of Suicide Loss. And so if you or someone you know has experienced suicide in your family, please share this information. Contact Willard Library at 269-968-8166, extension 501. My name is Miss Stephanie, and I am the social services librarian here, and my goal is to share resources that we have right here in Battle Creek and Calhoun County. Thanks again for each and every one of you sharing your heart and being the change we want to see to heal our community. Thanks again.
And maybe just one more reminder.
Yes.
The support group meeting here at Willard Library, the third Wednesdays of each month at 6 p.m. And first meeting is April 20th.
Thank you. All right.